This is a picture of Nathan and Ida Handwerker. Handwerker, I believe is a proper pronunciation. Eating hot dogs, and they are a very famous couple. And their story, believe it or not, is one where, when I was reading up on it, just evolves maybe sometimes just giving you that extra push. And of course, betting on yourself. But they were the founders of Nathan's Famous. Nathan's Famous started as, a hot dog stand, turned into a franchise. They have various products in supermarkets now. Nathan's Famous French fries, which I'm a huge fan of. We have Nathan's Famous hot dogs. And it just started. Very simple story. I'm sure there's obviously a little bit more behind it, but it's a very simple story. It started when they were actually arrived from Poland, immigrants from Poland, settled in Coney Island. So, how it started, one of 13 children of a poor Jewish shoemaker, Nathan immigrated to the United States in 1912. Now remember, I told you 1916. Keep that date in mind. When he came over here in 1912, he had found work as a delivery boy and later obtained a job slicing bread rolls at Feltman's German Gardens, which was a restaurant in Coney Island. The restaurant sold hot dogs, francs, for 10 cents each. You're looking at the graves of Nathaniel and Ida Handwerker in Glendale, New York, Queens. Actually, it looks like some of their children there as well. As you can see, the iconic little rock, little stone that's painted that says Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs on there. That's a tradition. Whenever someone visits, they leave a stone that they were there. So, back to the story. Job slicing bread rolls, working in Coney Island, selling hot dogs for 10 cents each. So, the story goes that by one account, Nathan was encouraged by singing waiters, Eddie Cantor, Jimmy Durante, to go into business, into competition with Feltman's. Remember, that's where he was working. As United Press International noted in 1974. But there were many stories about Nathan and how the business began, but this is the way he told it. The company's now official history doesn't mention the encouragement of those two entertainers, so it's kind of up in the air for discussion, whatever you believe. So Nathan and Ida, assuming that they were encouraged, got that little push that they need. They spent their entire life savings of back then of $300 to begin the business. That same year, with $300, a handworker and his wife, Ida, they opened up a small hot dog stand with a 2-foot grill on the corner of Surf and Stillwell Avenues in Coney Island. Now, the hot dogs were spiced with Ida's secret recipe and sold them for a nickel. So remember, you had the 10-cent hot dogs down the block. You're going to sell your hot dogs now for a nickel, get all the business. The hot dog stand, which was unnamed, he named it Nathan's Hot Dogs in 1921. After Sophie Tucker, then a singer at a nearby restaurant singing waiter, made a hit of the song, Nathan, Nathan, Why You Waiting? The food stand developed into the fast food chain Nathan's Famous, which was kind of took over, spearheaded by his son, Murray Handwerker. He made them into franchises, and they've expanded. The company, when he became president in '68, from taking over from his parents, the company reached 10 franchises with 43 restaurants directly owned by the company. Cookbook was also written, and eventually the company was sold to a group of investors in 1987. Now, Nathan and Ida, they passed away. Nathan passed away in 1974. His wife passed away, I believe it was in 1978. So just like that, got the extra push. Why don't you open up a hot dog stand? Okay, that's all that they needed. And of course, you need some confidence. They betted on themselves. Just 4 years after taking refuge in the United States, became successful. And again, Nathan's hot dogs, you see it in supermarkets, French fries, onion rings. If you go to actual Nathan's, it's still in Coney Island. They expanded it from a hot dog stand to a decent-sized square foot kind of establishment, the original one there. Listen, I love Nathan's. I love their restaurants. If you go to Coney Island, it's a tourist trap. You're paying for the experience. I believe when I went there, I made another video. It's on my page. I made another video like about a year ago. When I went there, paid $18 for 2 hot dogs and French fries. So it's not, quote unquote, the most inexpensive in Coney Island. But if you go out to one of these chain restaurants out in the suburbs, the prices are more reasonable. Coney Island, you're really paying for the experience. It's a tourist trap. Can't complain about the hot dogs. Can't complain about the French fries. Actually, I probably love the French fries, maybe even a little bit more than the actual hot dog. And this is the Nathan's with Joey Chestnut and just killing it eating the hot dogs. That is Nathan's, and just seems like a very simple story with the American dream. The graves of Nathan and Ida Handwerker.